Good evening and welcome to this video demonstration. My name is AGK Obase, and in this video I will be showing you how I created my VM on Azure portal. I will also be showing you how I created my Active Directory domain services. That is how I promoted my VM to a server manager, to domain controller, and how I created Active Directory objects, the organizational units, the users, and assigned users into each organizational unit. I'll also be showing you how I created folders using File Explorer on my VM and assigned permissions accordingly. I'll also be showing you how I created group policy objects in accordance with the requirements of the assignment. So let's head to Azure portal. Let me show you how I created my VM. You can see that the VM is already created. You can see the name of the VM here, and you can see that it's running Windows Server 2025 Data Center Edition. You can also see the public IP address as well. On this server, I have also enabled auto shutdown to save resources so that I don't exhaust them at the end of this assignment. So you can see that the server is already running, has been created, is already running. Let me also show you so that you can confirm that the server has also been promoted to domain controller. As you can see, I'm on my server manager dashboard right now. You can see that these services are already running, showing that the server has been promoted to a domain controller. Active Directory domain service is running, DNS is running, server storage service is running. You can also confirm that the domain is named in accordance with the requirement of the assignment. You can see here that the domain is ensignsuccess.corp as required by the assignment. You can also see that I have enabled remove desktop protocol, and other services are also enabled to help me complete this assignment. So the VM has been promoted, it has been created, it has been promoted to a domain controller, and the services are running. I've also enabled necessary features and the roles as well. So let's go over to the VM now. Let me show you how I created my organizational units and the servers as well. So let's head over to computers and users, Active Directory computers and users. You can see here that in accordance with my plan, my structure, I already created the following organizational units. As you can see, at the Student Success Center, I already created the following organizational units: SSC computers and SSC users. Let's head over to the computers. You can see that at the computers, you have the admin PC, the advisor's PC, and then the center manager PC. Then when you head over to the users organizational unit, you can see that I have the center manager, the student advisors, and then a backup admin. Then when you open the center manager organizational unit, you can see that Simon Cephas is the same center manager and is already assigned to the organizational unit. When you open the student advisors organizational unit folder, you can see the 5 student advisors created and assigned accordingly. You can see Andrew Sina, John Zebedee, Luke Antioch, Peter Besaida, and then Philip Besaida. You can also see that I also created a backup admin, Michael admin. When you go to the profile, you can see that he is a member of the administrators. He is also a member of domain admins, and he is also a member of the domain users. So the organizational units were created in accordance with my earlier plan. you have the computers, and you have the users under the Student Success Center as well. So let's head over to the folders. So you can see how I created the folders and assigned permissions accordingly. Let's head over to my virtual machine now, my VM. Let's go to File Explorer, and I will show you the folders I have created as well. Right now, I am on File Explorer and heading over to the Documents folder. You can see that I have created two folders as well, the admin report and the advising documents. Within the admin report, I also created a file, final admin report file. Then within the advising document, you can see that I have created the final advising file as well. Then I also assign permissions as well because it's a shared folder. Let's take a look at each of the folders. Let's take a look at the admin report folder. Under properties, you can see that it is a shared folder, and it is only this center manager that has a read and write access in addition to the owner. Now, if you go to the advising documents under properties, you can see that I also assign permissions as well. All the student advisors, in addition to the center manager, will have read and write permission because it's a shared folder. You can see it's a shared folder, and all the student advisors I created within the organizational unit, all of them will have read and write permission. Andrew Kenna will have read and write permission. John Zebedee will have read and write permission. Luke Antioch will have read and write permission. Peter Besida will have read and write permission. Philip Besida will have read and write permission. And then the center manager also, Simon Safas, will have read and write permission. So the folders were created, the files were created, and shared according to permission levels as well. So let's head over to the server manager text dashboard. Let me show you the group policies that I created as well. So let's head over to the group policy management tool. You can see that within the group policy management tool, I created 3 group policy objects. One will handle password, one will handle desktop customization, and one will handle the web customization. You can see under the group policy objects, I created these 3 group policy objects: the default browser configuration policy, the desktop branding policy, and the password security policy. So let's take a look at the password security policy. I created this within the domain level. So let's go to the password security policy that I created and take a look at how I set the password requirements in accordance with the assignment. So just a minute, let it load. Okay, within this place, you can see that within the password security policy, you can see that the password was set to a minimum of 12 characters long. Just a minute, let it load. Yes, you can see from here, Windows settings, that, yes, this is the security setting. You can see that the password configuration was set in accordance with the requirement. This is the account policies. Let's head over to the account policies so that you can take a look at the password security policy that I created and how I set it in accordance with the requirements of the assignment. Okay, you can see here that within the account policies, that the minimum password length is 12 characters. The minimum password length is 12 characters. The minimum password length is 12 characters, as you can see. And I've also enabled that the password must meet complexity requirement. As you can see here, it is enabled. And you can see the minimum password length, it is 12 characters. So we have taken a look at the password policy that I created. So let's head back to the other group policies I created, the browser configuration policy. When you go to the edit section, you can see that it was also set in accordance with the requirement under administrative template, all Windows components. Then let's head over to, yes, Internet Explorer and take a look at the configuration. Under Internet Explorer, you can see that I've also enabled all the requirements in accordance with the assignment. Just a minute, let it load. Just a minute. You can see, yes, it has come up now. You can see that I have enabled these settings, showing that the desktop customization policy, the browser homepage policy has been created and enabled. You can see the configuration. Let me scroll down a bit so that you can see how I did the configuration. Let's scroll down a bit. Just a moment, just a moment. Just a moment. Let's take a look at the state of the configuration that has been enabled. Okay, thank you. As you can see, the browser configuration homepage now points at the Ensign College website. You can see here that it has been enabled. You can see here that it has been enabled. Changing homepage settings has been enabled. So let's open it and take a look at the configuration. Let's open it and take a look at the configuration. Look at the configuration here. You can confirm from this configuration page that everything has been set as required. Take a look at this. Take a look at this place. Homepage settings. Homepage settings. Just give it a minute. Let it load very well so that you can see that it was configured accordingly. You can see, yes, that the homepage is now pointing at ensign.edu homepage. So this takes care of the browser configuration group policy object that I said. Now, the last one I will show you is the desktop background configuration as well. Like I showed you earlier on, I already downloaded the Ensign logo and configured it accordingly. So just a minute, let me show you how I configured the desktop that all users will have the same desktop logo and they will not be able to change it as well. So let's head back to the group policy objects. Let me show you how I did that one. The group policy object, just a minute, let it load. Thank you very much. As you can see, the desktop branding policy, let's take a look at it. And then that will wrap up our video demonstration for today. You can see that under computer configuration, the desktop has been configured accordingly. But let me use the users to show you. Under desktop, under user configuration, administrative template. Under administrative template, you can see under administrative template, desktop, and then desktop again. You can see that that has been enabled. That has been enabled, that the desktop wallpaper is now enabled, as you can see. As you can see. So let's take a look at the properties, how I set it up. That all the users, you can see the file here, that the wallpaper style is filled and is enabled, showing that all the users under the Success Center will have a customized desktop. So that brings us to the end of this video demonstration. You have seen how I created my VM. You have seen how I promoted it to become a domain controller and the roles and features that are running. You can see how I created the organizational unit and the users and assign the users as well. You can also confirm that I also created the folders as well and assigned permissions accordingly. So this brings us to the end of the video demonstration. I hope to receive feedback from you and thank you for watching.